They call me Dan, the Lakers DTLF. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
Yes! Lakers get the 4th win of the season. What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another post-game recap as the Lakers get win number 4 of the season. Take care of business versus the Detroit Pistons. They were shorthanded, but nonetheless a feisty young team. And the Lakers were shorthanded as well, but our big dogs definitely showed up, man. Shout out to AD. Shout out to Anthony Davis, who has stepped it up another notch, man. 38 points, 16 rebounds, 4 blocks, 2 assists. Definitely led the team. He has been him recently. So we need more of that from AD. And then major shout out to the whole team. I mean, everybody contributed, from Austin Reaves having some Manu Ginobili-esque plays there down the stretch, with some Euro steps and then up and unders and stuff. And then, of course, how can we forget Lonnie Walker? He's been phenomenal all year with 17 points, 16 for Reaves. Troy Brown with 8 in solid defense. 10 for Russ with 12 assists. Did have some turnovers I didn't like today, but overall it was good, the effort. Wenyen Gabriel having his best game of the season with 15 and 7. 15 and 7 for Mr. Wenyen Gabriel, man. What a beast he was tonight. And then 10 for Kendrick Nunn, surprisingly. Schroeder, debut game for the Lakers, second time around. 2 points, 2 assists. He might be a little rusty. I'll give him a pass. But Thomas Bryant was definitely somebody that made an impact for our Lakers today. So I'm very hyped that the Lakers get this win, but it was expected, right? We knew we had to get a win today. These are the teams we got to capitalize on with or without LeBron James, and the Lakers did that. One of the most impressive things to me, though, that we showed tonight is we showed good poise, right? From the beginning, the start of the first quarter was trash for us, but we came back the second quarter, and we never looked back after that. And yes, I did like that big lineup with Thomas Bryant and AD. Absolutely, man. They were setting screens all over the place, doing whatever they wanted, getting rebounds, just doing absolutely great things on the boards. Big bodies count, baby, and they definitely made it count. But overall, man, I'm excited because, the Lakers finally starting to beat teams that we're supposed to beat. Now, we're still 4-10. I can't get too excited, but a win is a win. And what I'm excited about is, could we finally be seeing the Anthony Davis we've been waiting on, the one who takes the keys and takes over the team? Because look, when LeBron James comes back, we have to continue to play through Anthony Davis. It's efficient basketball. I love that we didn't settle for threes. We had him in the penalty in the fourth quarter, and we absolutely took advantage of that, man. And it was nice to see, man. Really nice to see. So it got me happy for the night, and hopefully this continues. He said, always said AD can work so easily playing the 4. Yeah, Hector. Me too. I would love to see Anthony Davis play some more 4, and I would like to see Thomas Bryant play some more 5. I mean, forget about the numbers. He's just a big body. Even the screens he was setting was getting guys like Lonnie Walker wide open for some layups and stuff. So it's the little things that matters. He said, Reaves' confidence lately been insane. I'm not surprised. I expected great things coming out of the offseason from him, and he did not disappoint tonight. And he'll continue to get better the more his role continues to improve with the team. But, he's a high basketball IQ player who makes the right plays at the right time. He can knock down shots, big shot maker and taker. And he plays exceptional defense, man. But my favorite thing about him is that he's not afraid of any moment. Some of those shots he hit when the Pistons started catching up, after the flagrant foul and stuff like that. And AR made sure to kind of, start putting the game out of reach. So he did a phenomenal job, man. Again, and he was super efficient. That's the most important thing about him, is he's always efficient. Whether he scores a little or a lot, he's always finding ways to make impacts on this team. But yes, we are proud of Anthony Davis. Let's hope that this Anthony Davis is a staple for the rest of the season. And of course, health is the number one important thing. But if he can stay aggressive like he did tonight, again, he got off to a slow first quarter, but after that, dude went off. And he's not settling. That's what I'm noticing about him. He's finding ways to get deep inside position, and they really can't stop him. And his teammates are fighting him, and he's finishing almost everything around the paint. And again, 4 blocks tonight. So he's doing it on both ends, rebounding, 15, 16 rebounds. This is exactly what we need from Anthony Davis. He's exactly what the doctors ordered. Lonnie Skywalker. I love him, man. I love Lonnie Walker. He continues to be impressive as well. Just the role players. The role players really stepped up tonight, including Kendrick Nunn, right? And some we won't talk about. Like obviously, Dennis Schroeder didn't have the most impressive game. You know, I call him Call of Duty Dennis, but it's just his first game back from injury, so I'll cut him some slack. But again, Thomas Bryant, maximum impact in only 13 minutes. Kendrick Nunn, 15 minutes, he had 10 points, so that was huge. And then Wenyen Gabriel, to me, him and Thomas Bryant, when they were out there together at the same time, I was like, okay, I can see something here whether they come off the bench or whatever. You got to play those two in spurts together because they bring high energy. And Russ was finding them in transition, and the rest was history. We never looked back once we got momentum, and that's what I want to see more from the Lakers. I want to see us play to our strengths, use our size, get out in transition and finish. Take care of the basketball. One thing I will say though, we allowed them to get us in transition due to the turnovers. How many did we have tonight? We had 16. You know, my mark is always 14 or less, so we went over by 2. Not too bad, but still, you want to keep that under 14 or less, right? I'd say like 13 is ideal or less, really. But 3-point shooting, we only shot 20. Remember, earlier in the season, we were shooting like 45 threes. So I was like, oh, no, we got to cut back down and keep that to like under, 30. And we've done that the last couple games. We played to our strengths. And as a result, you see, we getting up in the scoring as well, 128 to 121. So we got 128 without as many threes. So threes are nice if you can get them in rhythm and in transition and off of defensive stops, but you should never force the issue. And the Lakers are doing a better job of attacking the rim, even in transition. LA Mamba, thank you so much for the super chat, bro. Said Lakers never scared like the Bone Crusher. Yeah, listen, this Laker team, one thing I'll say about the opposition coming into Staples Center is that they haven't showed a lot of fear recently. When Kobe used to reside here and he used to, command the respect of his opposition, we had home court advantage every night. I haven't seen that since he retired, so I want the Lakers to start putting fear in their opponents and start dominating at home so that when teams come through here, they don't think it's going to be an easy win and have confidence. Teams like the Pistons, they were in it the whole game because they have a lot of confidence. They don't fear us. So we need to make sure we put the fear back into the opposition. But again, the best part about the Lakers tonight was that they played smart, unselfish brand of basketball. They moved the rock. They fed the beast, which was one of the main keys. It always is feed the beast, Anthony Davis. And we didn't settle for threes. That's huge, right? He said, Gabriel's been solid this season too. We got some front court depth. Exactly. We have size. We just haven't been using it. And Damian Jones didn't even play tonight, right? So we have some size. We just got to use it. And tonight, best believe Darvin Ham utilized it. And I loved it, man. Because I love how our Lakers are playing. Hopefully they keep it up. It's still, listen, we're still 6 games under 500. So we got to go on a 6-game win streak before I can really get really excited. But every win is exciting because it's a step in the right direction, right? And I know at times the game was ugly and sloppy and we turned the ball over here and there. But you got to take the dubs however you can get them, right? We got to learn how to close. And tonight we did that. Again, we had them in the bonus and we made sure to put that pressure on them and they couldn't stop it. So, that was really smart of the Lakers game plan, whether that was Darvin or the players or the combination of both. They did an excellent job. So I applaud them for that. That's phenomenal. Tyrone says, good win, Lakers, coming from a Mavs fan. That's what's up, man. That means a lot, bro. I appreciate, classy fans from other teams that come through here. And my man hit me with the super chat. So thank you very much. Said, Dan, Hillbilly Kobe shows his true colors with those plays. Amazing. I love AR-15. I mean, haven't I told you guys that as a starter, he is phenomenal. He's phenomenal as a starter. And the numbers don't always tell the story, right? But he got 16 points. He did it efficiently. He got 6 assists to go with those 16 points. So it wasn't just the 16 points. He played solid defense. He rebounds, gets a second chance points. I mean, that dude right there, man, he's a hooper, period. No matter what you want to label him, he is a hooper. Some people were saying he shouldn't even be in the NBA earlier in the season. I was like, what? Are you guys actually watching the games? Not only should he be in the NBA, but he's starter material. On a lot of teams, this dude would be starting, similar to Alex Caruso. Similar players, but a little bit different. I see this kid's offensive potential way higher than Alex Caruso's, while Caruso had the edge defensively for now, but this kid is getting better and better and better. LA Mamba, appreciate you, bro. Thanks so much for super chat. He said, Black Mamba Kobe would be proud right now. Now we got a ways to go, but you're absolutely right. The way we played tonight was smart basketball. We played through our strengths, and we didn't get rattled early on. We could have easily let this thing get blown open and just gave up. But Lakers did what they had to do, and that's take care of business versus a team that's also struggling. Now I'll say this, man. The Lakers, we play the Spurs on Sunday, right? Followed by the Suns on Tuesday. Now that Spurs game, we know that the Spurs team is always going to be solid because they're coached by Greg Popovich. But that's a team that should not be competitive this season. We should beat them, right? Just like we beat this team tonight. So hopefully we take care of business and don't drop the ball there. But then if we do, all of a sudden we'll be 5-10, and that third game right there versus the Phoenix Suns could be a momentum shifter for us if we can get that W. So don't want to look too far ahead. Don't want to get too excited, guys. But the truth of the matter is that wins like these, and now we're back-to-back wins. Hopefully we can get that third one. That's going to be crucial. And then that momentum shifting game versus the Suns that can get us to 6 wins and 10 losses. So hopefully we'll be stuck on 10 losses for a minute, and we can collect as many wins as we can, especially as the schedule's getting a little bit more favorable. Just a little bit. He said we played how we supposed to. Absolutely. This is how the Lakers should dominate, playing through Anthony Davis and utilizing our size, whether it's off the bench or even with the starters. And again, I really hope that Kendrick Nunn can start coming on for the Lakers because, listen, his impact tonight was solid. All right, he really came and provided a spark off the bench, and that's all we ask for him. We're not asking for 20 points a game, but if you give us a solid 10 efficiently and don't turn the ball over, that's more than what we can ask for, coming off of an injury. Yes, sir, LA Mamba, appreciate you, bro. He said, Lord of the Rings, Kobe. That is exactly the perfect nickname for him, a.k.a. the Black Mamba. So, yeah, man, Lord of the Rings, KB24, never forgotten. Gone, but never forgotten. He said, Gabriel, one of those big X factors off the bench for the Lakers today, and I think Reaves should start over Beverly. I agree, man. I would start Reaves. I don't care over who. But this guy sets the tone with his defense and hustle, and it becomes infectious, right? Everybody else hustling, getting second chance points, rebounds, doing the right things. So I got to say, I agree with your take. I would not mind at all starting your boy, Austin Reaves, because this dude, in reality, like Austin Reaves, you plug him in on any team, he could be effective. He's that type of player, right? It's not so much about does he fit. It's more about how many minutes does he get, right? He fits on almost any, especially in today's positionless basketball. So he said, we need everyone who's in the rotation to at least score double digits. Well, now that would be ideal, but that's kind of a high ask if I'm being honest, Andrew, because not every night you're going to be able to face the Detroit Pistons, who are not really a defensive team, right? So there's going to be nights when if you can get 3 guys in double figures off the bench, that's more than enough, right? The starters should get the job done. But ideally, yes, it would be nice to get everybody in double figures and spread the rock and attack from different angles, right? Their defense. So, I mean, yes, that would be ideal for sure, but probably not realistic, especially when we're going up against better teams, as you will see versus the Spurs and the Suns. They're much better. So he said a lot of people sleep on Gabriel because he doesn't get much playing time, but when he gets the opportunity, he just shows up. You know what? Yeah, I mean, he deserves more respect for sure. This guy, we're talking about a high energy guy who finishes almost everything around the basket, hits his free throws, and plays solid defense and always gives you hustle and heart, similar to what Thomas Bryant is about to do for us. So I would like to see more of him and TB off the bench, unless TB starts. But if as expected, Anthony Davis is your starter at the 5, then I'd love to see Thomas Bryant with Wenyen Gabriel, Russ, all of those guys coming off the bench, providing some real spark. And if eventually, hopefully, Dennis Schroeder can regain his overseas form, the way he was playing overseas, because he was killing. If he can give us any sort of spark off the bench, like 10 to 12 points a night, that'll be great. That truly would be something that could make a difference between wins and losses, right? All that bench production. Plus, of course, we still need to factor in LeBron James coming back. One thing I'm curious about is when LeBron comes back, is he going to try to, be a primary scorer or a facilitator? If I'm LeBron, I let the game dictate the way I play, right? I don't need to tell him. He's a basketball savant. He's way smarter than I am. But I'll say this. If I'm LeBron James, I would say I would start off the game playmaking, getting my teammates involved, and if I have it going throughout the course of the game, then I take over towards the third and fourth. But if he has it going early, then I understand, right? But what I don't want him to do is post up, fade away, turn around, jump shot, dribble out the shot clock, and then pull up. That old man style game is not going to work in this modern day NBA. As you see, when we get out of transition, spread the rock, and get everybody involved, we do so much better. So, hopefully the most important thing, though, is that he truly hands the keys over to AD. I need AD to be shooting 20 to 25 shots a night because that's going to give us our best chance at winning night in and night out, right? LA Mamba, thank you, man. Thanks so much for all the super chats. My bro hit me with, what is that, 4 or 5 already? He said, number 6 is cool, but 24 is the champ. He said, and even D Wade and Chris Bosh know that. Facts, bro. Big facts. 2-4 King of LA, man. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, man. He said, Dan, I'm glad to see AD hit his free throws. He said he should be more consistent in hitting those. He said, now, he should work more on his jumper. You're right. His jumper hasn't been consistent, so he'd be unstoppable. You're right. The jump shot is a little bit concerning because he has, as of recently, he's been missing a lot of open threes, and the midi sometimes is on and sometimes it's not. So I need him to definitely hit some more mid-range shots to open up the rest of the court, right? But listen, I'm not complaining. If he can give us 38, I don't care if he parks down low like Shaq or if free throw line jumper down. But you're right, man. It's been impressive what AD's been able to do the last couple games without shooting many mid-range to three-point shots. My boy Randolph, what's up, man? He said, just got back from the game. Lakers. Oh, you went to the Laker game? Nice, bro. Good luck charm, man. Good luck charm. I'm glad they got a W, man, and they enjoyed it. And to everyone who I wish happy birthday to pregame, I'm glad they won for you guys as well. It was a very happy birthday for you guys. He said the team is forming well. He says, still think we are a trade away from being up in the rankings in the West. I do agree, Mamba mentality. I still think if you can keep these key role players like Lonnie Walker, Thomas Bryant, Austin Reaves, and trade the ones that don't fit, like I'm seriously considering trading Patrick Beverly because there's some games where he makes no impact. Like tonight, he was fouling a lot, right? So come trade deadline, I would not mind offloading him if there's somebody that gives us some valuable piece in return, right? Because I just feel like if you don't fit, I'm sorry, you don't fit. We talked about it with Russ when he was a starter, he didn't fit. Now he's fitting as a bench player. I mean, fitting tremendously. He had 12 assists tonight. So dude continues to fit, right? But I do agree with you, bro. We are one trade away, in my opinion, from really getting, everybody's juices flowing and excitement. LA Mambo, my boy, man, he making it rain out here. Appreciate you, man. He said, Dan, don't get it twisted. My favorite NBA player playing is LeBron. He is the one taking care of us now. Oh, for sure. For sure, man. Listen, it's all love for LeBron. Y'all know that we adopted him into this city, and it's been nothing but love, especially after he helped us win that title. So, we're not going to turn our backs on one of the GOATs, even when he struggles, right? This is why I've been kind of like, giving him somewhat of a pass at times. But at the same time, he does have to come back and try to, blend in with the current momentum of this roster because right now, this team is still finding themselves. And I feel like we're trying to develop an identity right now of feeding Anthony Davis and playing off of him and making the defense collapse. And then he's kicking it out, finding shooters. Cutters are starting to use him as a decoy at times and finish around the basket because he's such a weapon. As long as we keep doing that, we should have some success. Same thing when LeBron comes back. I need him to really, be a man of his word and play through AD, man, because that's number one. And then he could be option number 2. I know a lot of LeBron fans are going to object to that, because obviously we as a fan of the player and as a fan of the team, there's two separate things. Fan of the team, we want to find the most production out of every single player, right? And we know AD, if you get him going early, he'll probably have it going all game. That's why I say play through him. But as obviously LeBron fans, they want LeBron, and me as well, Laker fans as well. We want him to pass that Kareem record for sure this season, and he will do it. He's on pace. But we want it to happen organically. We don't want to force that, and then we get losses because we're trying to break a record, if you get what I'm saying. And I'm not accusing LeBron of doing that. I'm just saying at times he's trying to find his rhythm, and it takes everybody else out of rhythm. So I hope he comes back and lets the game come to him naturally, like he usually does. What's up, Crenshaw? He said, hey, Dan, if AD can keep averaging 30 points per game, I think we can make the playoffs this year. Listen, I'll go one step further. I'll go one step further. If he can keep averaging 30 points a game, and LeBron James comes back and kind of gets into his groove, then we'd be a lot more serious than we are. Especially because we finally found a role for Russell Westbrook. All of a sudden, the trade Russell Westbrook now noise has quieted down, even on my part. Because even though I still welcome a trade to help this team, it's no longer like on my top priority list as far as we must offload Russ. If we find another trade in another way, then I'm with it as long as we improve, right? However, if we do find the right trade for Russ, I'm still with that too, right? You understand what I'm saying? The only thing I'm saying is there's no longer that sense of urgency from us Laker fans, like say, get this, scrub off the team. He's not buying in. He's selfish. He's bought in, guys. He's bought in off the bench, and it's one of those things, man, where he continues to impress me, honestly. And again, he did have some turnovers tonight that weren't ideal, but his stat line is very impressive, and he's being more impactful this season so far early than he was all year last year. So again, Russell Westbrook, 10 points, 12 assists, and 5 rebounds, almost another triple-double. He keeps doing that for us. We're going to be just fine. However, if we can add a shooter somehow, then I'm with it, man. I'm with it. He said, this team is learning how to play together. Let's go Lakers. Absolutely, bro. And it's a beautiful thing right now. And you know what else is beautiful? That my boy LA Mamba is showing mad love on the chats right now, man. Thanks so much again. I lost count, brother, but thank you, man. He said, I think the most dominant player is AD, though. He can beat all teams in the inside. Raw power like a Chevy LSX twin turbo. Okay, my man, with the car reference. I like it, brother. Thank you so much. Look, bottom line is this. Father Time is undefeated, and LeBron will slow down whether we like it or not. It might already have started happening. But the way you can prolong not only his career, but the longevity of the Lakers' success is by, like we already mentioned, throw the ball down low to AD. And AD has to stay aggressive, too. It's on him, because at times we throw the ball down and, he's falling and stuff, right? It happened in the first half of the game. He was falling. He couldn't really anchor himself when he had good position, and it turned into a couple of turnovers. So he needs to get big, and he did that in the second half especially. So, I'm excited for the prospect of him maybe starting to do this consistently, maybe. But it's still early, right? It's still early in the season, and we haven't seen enough of it. But last 2 games, he's made me very proud, and I hope that continues, right? And remember, Darvin Ham said he had a conversation with him, a heart-to-heart with Anthony Davis. And after that, he's had these 2 games. So hopefully that continues, man. And hopefully that was the solution right there. Because, again, if Darvin Ham can get all these players to play their role, I think this team could be something, right? I don't know what it is yet, but it could definitely be something. Will Lee says, I am a LeBron fan as long as he scores 10 plus, but plays amazing in other aspects. I would be happy for the Lakers and him as well. Facts. And again, to me, it's not how much he scores or whatever. To me, it's just more that he can go off for 50 for all, that would be tremendous. I'd be excited with that. But as long as it's within the rhythm and the offense is flowing, and, it sucks if he's the only one that has it going and everybody else isn't, because the offense is stagnant because there's too much dribbling and winding down the shot clock, rather than, if everybody has it going and he comes on late and he takes over, right? But bottom line is, all we want LeBron to do is to get healthy right now. Because if he comes back healthy and the team starts firing on all cylinders, then maybe we can make some noise out west. And that's what we want, right? Overall, as Laker fans, we want to make some noise. We don't want to be at the bottom of the barrel. That sucks. He said, team equals together, everyone achieves more. And you know what, man? Let me tell you something. This Laker team right here, man, they got some pieces that we can really work with. I like a lot of Laker fans are already saying we want Lonnie Walker back. I think he's a keeper. Austin Reaves, we knew he was a keeper already. I think Troy Brown Jr. has proven to be such a keeper, especially as of late. Troy Brown Jr. has been nothing short of spectacular, and the numbers don't always tell the story. Like the way he uses his length, the way he attacks when there's an open space, everything he's been doing so far has been great. Exactly what the doctors ordered from the wing position. So I didn't know what to expect before he arrived, and he has pleasantly surprised me immensely, to be honest with you guys. Carlos, he said the keys for the W's are always use 2 big guys and close a game with AD. Pick and roll with AD is unstoppable. You know what? I would love it if that was a staple, bro. If we did really always use two big men, that would be great. But it just feels like they're starting to go small. And again, tonight was a perfect opportunity for Coach Ham with LeBron being out to start either Thomas Bryant, Damian Jones, or Wenyen Gabriel, and he opted for neither. But however, it worked out when he brought him off the bench. So as long as we're winning, I'm cool with it. But I agree with you, man. I would love it if we always use that two big man staple like we used to back in the old days, right? Thanks so much for Super Chat, Carlos. LA Mamba, the MVP of the chat. He says, let's go. Let Russ go wild in the bench. He said, let the rest of the Lakers step it up. Give them time. You have not lied once, man. Not just because you dropped a super chat, but you seriously are preachy, man. And I'll say, you know, you can see my tone. And I've always told you guys this. I keep it 100% real, man, whether people like me or not for it. But I was really hard on Russ to start the season. Really hard. To the point where I was willing to trade him for a bag of Skittles. But I did say my one hope was bringing him off the bench. And when that happened, and he showed a way better attitude. I haven't seen no smirky comments or nothing from him coming off the bench. When that happened, I feel like we got 4 wins out of it so far, right? In counting. We'd probably still be at 0 was he starting and had he had the bad attitude, if I'm being quite frank. But the fact that he has been able to buy in, I think you have to give him credit, man. And I've been very happy with him. And now, all of a sudden, his turnovers don't look as bad as when he's starting and pouting on the sideline for, so that's what I'm saying about Russ, man. I was really hard on him, but now I'm giving him his flowers and his props. And that's the beauty of it, man. And we wanted this. He's an LA native. You want to see him do good. I wanted him traded here because I thought he could maybe be like this, but as a starter, right? And when we didn't see him as a starter, I said last season, he needs to come off the bench. Lamar Odom role, provide that spark. He's now doing that. Right now, he's looking like a prime candidate for, like my man Divine Justice says, for 6th man of the year. Absolutely. So, that's something that he can add to his career. And now it's also going to add longevity on that end because now people are going to say, hey, Russ still has it. He just he was willing to come off the bench and buy into a role. Then maybe I'm willing to give him a contract, right? That's what people are going to say in the offseason, hopefully, right, for him. But it went from maybe he's going to have to go play overseas to okay, now we're getting the second win to his career, right? So that's definitely a positive. He said Russ meant to bounce back. Lakers plays better when AD plays a 4 and LeBron is not playing because everybody froze when LeBron does a fadeaway, ISO brick, and not going back on defense. Yeah. I mean, look, the not going back on defense part, he does that sometimes, and it frustrates everybody, right? But when he has it going offensively and he's getting everybody involved, and LeBron is being LeBron, right? The same LeBron that showed up last season, nobody was complaining about this stuff. So if he gets healthy or as close to healthy as he can, and we get any version of last season's LeBron, I think people are going to forget all this, negative LeBron. We're better off without him because at the end of the day, LeBron is still a primetime player, an elite player. And he could be, a difference maker for this team as long as, so I think LeBron is so intelligent. He's probably sitting on the sidelines and scouting how everybody plays. And he's going to try to enhance that when he comes back. So this is why I think LeBron James having that little bit of a slump, is a little bit of a problem, but not as big as some people are making it out to see, Dan coming from the city of El Monte, he said nothing but Lakers love since a little Nino, man. I appreciate you, brother, man. Shout out to El Monte. Thank you so much, man. You've been so generous. I lost track of how many super chats you have dropped, but truly making my night, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. And major shout out to El Monte. He said, Dan, I got Skybox tickets for you, bro. Hey, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I appreciate any sort of contribution, man. That would be fire. He said, I just want LeBron to run more pick and rolls with AD when nothing else works. Yeah, I don't think we've seen enough of a two-man game between those since the bubble. And I've always been puzzled to why. Like, why do they go away from it? Because when they play that two-man game, it's really hard for the defense to set up properly and stop them, right? You got to pick your poison. You're going to stop the roll man or, when they have it going, the pop man. Or even, let's just say they brought an extra defender, right? A third defender, and you took away the screen and roll. Guess what? If they move the rock, there's probably going to be a shooter wide open. And I was up to the role players to make them play, to make them pay, but they can't send help every single possession. Eventually, you're going to have to make them pay. So I would definitely, I agree with you, man. I would love to see some more two-man game between those two guys when they comes back. Just like Russ and AD, they've been tremendous together, right? Whenever they're on the court, they're finding each other, and it's a nice thing. We need to see that for sure. He said, hey, Dan, who's your favorite Lakers player ever? Mine's is Kobe Bryant. You see the posters in the back, bro. You see the posters in the back. Definitely Kobe Bryant, man. Kobe Bean Bryant will always be my GOAT. No matter who comes in. I don't care if somebody comes in averaging 100 points a game, which, of course, I'm being sarcastic. That'll never happen. But even if it did in a different universe or whatever, it's still always going to be Kobe Bryant. For me, it's bigger than the numbers. It's bigger than the championships. It's the whole mentality, man. I've adopted it into my life, and my life has been so much better for it. So, that Mamba mentality is just it's an art form. And once you apply that to your own life, it's bigger than basketball, man. Kobe Bryant was bigger than basketball. He, you saw the documentaries. You see how he was beloved all over the world, not just here in the United States. So that shows you how much of an impact. And I've always said it, I'm a big fan of Bruce Lee as well. To me, Kobe Bryant was the Bruce Lee of basketball, for sure. He said, I like the guys getting to play without LeBron James. They move the ball more instead of relying on LeBron James so much. And I think LeBron has to realize that, and he needs to become a part of that movement and empower his players, get them even more open shots, and then he'll get it going throughout the flow of the game. That's what I think. Hey, what's up, Maurice? He said nothing but love from St. Louis. We got St. Louis in the building. I love it, man. I love it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for tapping in. He said, what a weird-ass game. Them free throws, though. So many fouls. I will say this. We got some foul calls tonight. We usually do not. But they got some egregious ones, man. And I don't know why the officiating is this way. They were getting technicals going their way. They were getting all kinds of crazy fouls. Even sometimes they would miss a shot. These are the fouls that drive me the craziest and makes me feel like the NBA soft sometimes, is that, like, Bojan Bogdanovic, he'll shoot a shot, and Thomas Bryant will be with his hands straight up like this, and he'll miss it. And the refs won't wait. They'll blow the whistle when the ball bounces off of the rim and hits the ground. It's like, it's too late, bro. You can't wait till somebody misses the shot to decide if you're going to call a foul or not. So I actually agree with some people on Twitter said that the refs should be penalized for poor calls as well, and maybe that would cut down on some of these. But then again, they are human. They make mistakes. There's that aspect of it. But, man, it's all bad, man. It's all bad. L.A. Mamba again. There he is, man. God bless you, brother. He said, I have a car named Black Mamba. That's dope, bro. That is dope. What kind of car is it, man? I'd love to know. That's pretty fire. That is pretty fire. I used to have a dog named Kobe. And at first, when I got him, and he passed away, unfortunately, at a young age. But when I first got him, I was like, should I name him Kobe? I was like, I always wanted to have a dog named Kobe because just Kobe's my favorite, right? But I was like, I thought about it, and I was like, people might get offended because they're like, why are you naming a dog Kobe? But then I was like, man, screw people. I'm gonna name him what I want to name him, and because Kobe's my GOAT, so I'm gonna name a dog Kobe. And I used to love that dog, man. I used to really love that dog. So the fact that you have a car named Black Mamba, that's pretty dope, bro. I would love to see it. It probably looks badass. He said Russ passing today is unbelievable. He said lobbing to Thomas Bryant, give him the little dump out pass to Wenyen Gabriel was nasty too. The one where Lonnie Walker cut right and turned his neck and the ball was right here and he caught it and dunked it. That was sick too. You have to think they practiced that because the chemistry between Lonnie Walker and Russ has been good too. That's something we haven't talked about. But yeah, Russ has bought in fully to that 6-man role, and it's actually a beautiful thing to see. He's now a fan favorite. He went from one of the most hated to now understanding that LA love and embracing it. And it's been so fun to watch ever since, even though we're still catching L's here and there. But I do feel like there's a lot of potential to grow and build off of that. And Russ is a huge part of that, right? So, again, this team is still trying to find its way. They're still scratching the surface. But, we've come a long way from the 0-3. I'll say that, right? We still have a negative record, but I see the growth. I see the potential. If we get the trade right, then – it'll be even more exciting. But for now, I like the growth for now. He said that foul on AD pivoted and the Pistons player bumped into him, should not have been called a foul. That's what I'm saying, bro. Some of these things are ridiculous. And my boy LA Mamba man, salute again with another 10 pieces. That James will give us one more championship. Who believes it like I do? Oh, that's a good question, by the way. That's a good question. Anybody who thinks LeBron will reach another championship with the Lakers, hit the thumbs up button, man. If you guys don't, if you guys believe we won't get our next championship till LeBron is gone, hit the deuces emoji on the chat. Let's see right now. Who thinks LeBron James can lead us to the promised land again? Now, my answer to this, while you guys answer in the chat, my answer to this is depends on what the front office does moving forward, right? If the front office gets the right final pieces to the puzzle, just like we did in 2020, then I think there's a chance that could happen, definitely. But this is why I have definitely wanted, a trade earlier in the season. But if they allow this to slip away, and there's also a chance that he could get traded in the summer because he'll be displeased. And as you guys can see, and I showed it in pregame, and most people still believe he can win one. There's only one guy here who's a LeBron hater. So, I mean, if you're a LeBron hater, it really doesn't matter, man. It kind of ruins your opinion. He said, y'all really buying the hype after a Pistons game? What hype? What are you talking about? We celebrating a victory, and we're talking about building on it, man. I don't know what hype you heard, or maybe you should clean out your ears because there's no hype. Nobody's saying, oh, Lakers going to win the championship. Oh, nobody's saying that. So I don't know what hype you talking about, bro. You tripping. He said, we need a power move. I agree. Listen, if we make the right deal and we keep the right pieces intact, right? We keep the right pieces intact, what's going to happen? Right? I think all of a sudden it'll propel our chances that much higher. He said, hey, Dan, I missed the game. How did it go? It went good. After the first quarter, I think it was so much better, right? That second quarter and beyond. And then the third quarter, we had a little bit of a lapse, but we regained the momentum and we never looked back. So I think we controlled probably, 2.5 to 3 quarters of this game, which is pretty good. We're getting better at sustaining leads and capitalizing on advantages. I think that's where the growth has happened. He said, hi, Dan. Good win today. Let's win some more games. Absolutely, man. And again, exactly what the doctor's ordered. We get that infusion of size with Thomas Bryant. A little bit of a spark from the bench tonight, and exactly what the doctor's ordered. I hope it continues. Whoa. I love it. I love it, man. Thank you so much. He said, F the zippers. And of course, my boys talking about the Clippers. Thank you so much, man, for the generous donations tonight, man. You truly have sparked the night even more, man. Shout out to my boy LA Mamba, man. That's what's up. He said, I love what Thomas Bryant gave us. He said his short play time, he gives us exactly what we need. I think that if our team stays healthy, we are sleepers. That's definitely high praise. I always loved Thomas Bryant from the moment we drafted him. Me and my brother, we used to watch his G League games, and he always brought that energy, and he was sensational, right? So, Thomas is like full circle, bringing him back around. I think we had to cut him the first time to make that cap space for LeBron James when we acquired him, if I'm not mistaken. But I never wanted him gone, and I was so happy and excited when we got him back, especially for the veterans minimum. I thought we would get him the mid-level exception. He was even worth that to me. So, man. He said, a win is a win. Haters going to hate. Try to discount all positivity. Facts. They can't see us even smirk because what happens? Here he was. He got blocked real quick, by the way. He said, y'all buying the hype. I've never heard any hype. Y'all see me when I'm hype. I be waving the Laker flags. It's been a cool minute since I did that. But I'm not going to lie. My boy LA Mamba just got me hyped because he donated over $100, man. And it's much needed. So God bless you, brother, man. Times 1,000. Shout to LA Mamba, man. Gabriel is fired. Yeah, Wenyen Gabriel had probably his best game as a Laker this season, right? Last season, he had a couple of impressive ones. But I think he was perfect from the field, dunking everything around the basket, hustling, rebounding. And he just, again, that bench was phenomenal for us, right? They accounted for a good quarter, a good, 1/3 of the points from the Lakers tonight. So major props. He said, I didn't like how Ham took out Nunn when he hit that three shots in a row. He said, why do all Laker coaches take out the hot players literally? Well, this is what I think from what I see, and that used to drive me crazy as well, especially when a player had it going, like you just mentioned. Um, I'll say this: the Lakers, man, and the previous coaches, all of them, they stick to a strict minutes restriction, right? So they'll say, okay, so we're gonna bring in Russ at the 7 minute mark at every quarter, right? Every first quarter, and then we'll do the same thing for him in the second half, right? So they'll play him like from the first quarter at the 6 to 7 minute mark, all the way to like midway through the second quarter, and then they'll stick to those rotations no matter what. So oh man, bro. You didn't have to do it, man. You really blessing the channel like that, bro. Man, my boy LA Mamba, bro. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, bro. Jeez, he said Lakers all day. Big ups to all the Laker fans. DTLA is the best. I appreciate you, man. I don't even care the way you type my name. I don't care, man. Thank you, man. Wow, my boy really went in. I think my boy hit me with 200 in donations, man. My goodness, I don't know what to say other than thanks. Do you have like a social media I can follow you in or anything, bro? I truly appreciate it, man. That is so dope. He said the Pistons win got LA Mamba hype, bro. LA Mamba got me hype just now, man. You almost got me looking for the Laker flags, wanting to wave them. He said LeBron can help to win the championship, but just need to work better with the team. And also importantly, the team must be healthy because the last 2 seasons there has been injuries with AD and LeBron. Yeah, and I'm gonna say this as well, man. As far as LeBron James goes, we don't know if he's even gonna be as good as last season. Right, last season LeBron was a different animal. I mean, this dude was still dropping 50 pieces. We don't know, right? Eventually, it's undeniable that Father Time will come knocking for King James, right? So, again, I'm just not sure when that will be. Hopefully, it's not this year. That way, it buys us more time. But my goodness, man. He said Dan's eating good tomorrow. Hell yeah, bro. I'm taking out the whole family tomorrow. Shout out to compliments of LA Mamba for sure. Man. This guy really came through tonight. He said, yo, LA Mamba, shouts to DTLF for the dope show. Can we get another? Don, appreciate you, man. He said, why am I reading La Mamba? No, it's LA Mamba for sure, man. For sure it's LA Mamba. He said, Gabriel, 5 for 5 from the field. And 5 for 5 from the free throw today. None also shooting 4 for 4 from the field. And they provided us, listen, man, they provided us an amazing spark. Honestly, who knows if we win the game without that spark? That's why we need everybody to be on point, especially when somebody as crucial as LeBron James misses the game. But this is what we expected coming into the season. We're like, okay, we have some depth here. We should be able to win games even if LeBron and or AD miss games. But we didn't know it would take this long for us to start gelling and getting people back, right? Now, this is officially the most healthiest we've been all season because remember, from the get, LeBron James and Dennis, they was all out, right? Not LeBron James, I'm sorry. Dennis Schroeder and Thomas Bryant and Cole Swider, like they were missing all season long. And now we're getting 2 of those pieces, and these were going to be crucial pieces that are obviously going to be in the rotation. So how much of an impact can they make? Well, tonight, Thomas Bryant made an impact. Wenyan Gabriel, Kendrick Nunn, who really hasn't done much for us this season, finally had a good game. So it all worked out, man. It all worked out nicely, and I do appreciate LA Mamba though, man. He's just making me happy, bro. Thank you, man. He said we got AD need to be the beast and be one of the best players in the game. This is what he's capable of. This is why people get really frustrated with him when it doesn't pan out. But again, I told people, look, the injuries suck, and it's obviously they're not his fault. But the fact that he consistently getting injured was what was really frustrating, right, with Anthony Davis. And this is what even got me to even say, you know what? The Lakers are going to punt the season away. Then I'd like to trade AD and get maximum value in return right now. Some people didn't even think he was worth that much. But I'm saying, listen, when he's healthy, he's still a premier player, and you can see why. Now, if we're not gonna rebuild, then this is our guy right now. And we need to maximize him and LeBron so that they can win chips, right? And again, for those of you that didn't see pregame, I showed a little video clip of LeBron James basically throwing it in direct to the front office. But this is why I say he needs to be more direct and say exactly what he wants so that they can achieve that for him, man. And that way it puts pressure from social media to the news. They will all pick up this story, and they can put pressure on the front office to make a move. Because I'm pretty sure when he signed that extension, he signed it with the expectation that the Lakers would do everything in their power to put together a nice team around him and Anthony Davis, right? So again, I want him to be a little bit more vocal, just a tad bit more. He said, Dan, none missed all last year, and he's young, so he could get back to the real solid player for us as the season progresses. I hope so, because anything he provides is going to be extra. The Lakers do have depth. If we look at the roster real quick, the Lakers have tons of depth, right? Lonnie Walker has been exceeded a lot of people's expectations, right? Again, he's killing it this season. 17 points again tonight. Troy Brown Jr., whether he scores in double digits or not, his defense is solid. He can rebound. He can do multiple things. He has good basketball IQ. He can space the floor for us. Anthony Davis, this version of him, great. That's 3 rotation players I mentioned just now. Then Austin Reaves, who also had a great game tonight. 36 minutes tonight, 16.6 assists. That's 4 rotation pieces right there. Patrick Beverley, I don't know what to tell you, man. Skip. But Russell Westbrook off the bench, 5 rotation pieces. Wenyen Gabriel with his energy and hustle, 6 rotation pieces. Dennis Schroeder, depends, to be determined, but you could almost pencil him in as number 7. Kendrick Nunn, depends on what he gives us, right? And then Thomas Bryant, number 8. LeBron James, obviously, number 9. So we're just right off the top, we just mentioned 9 rotation pieces, and not to mention that Max Christie was looking nice. Not to mention that Cole Swider still, we don't know what we're going to get back from him. And the 3-point shooter, Matt Ryan, who hasn't played the last couple of games. So we have some depth. We might not have the ideal roster construction with all these guards and not enough wings and not enough shooters. But if we can maybe pull off one move, maybe at the trade deadline or hopefully sooner, but before the trade deadline is what I meant. Or maybe one of these unrestricted free agents gets bought out, then that would be, again, there's many ways to do it, right? There's many ways to do it, man. Yes, sir, man. Salute to LA Mamba forever, man. I truly appreciate you, man. He said, "Oi, can you shout me out, please?" EH21, shout out to EH21, man. Never seen you on here, but shout out, man. Again, that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and all the support you guys have shown, especially the MVP of the chat, LA Mamba. I appreciate you, dog. Truly, man. It means a lot. And everybody else who donated, liked, if you don't donate, that's fine. Just hit the like button, man. It truly helps the channel out. And if you already haven't, please subscribe. We're here year round. Even in the off season, we've been breaking it down. So I appreciate you guys, man, for everything. And shout out to the sponsors as well, because they're holding it down for your boy as well, man. So thank you guys. And if you guys have not played Prize Picks yet, today was a good day to get into it because they had the Flex Fridays. And basically, if you could submit an entry of up to $20, you get it all back in credits, even if you lost it. So again, thank you guys, man. Always a blast. Always especially fun when the Lakers win, man. So hopefully we keep rolling. And again, man, thank you so much to everybody. Have a great night, guys. Peace out.